If you've been following the latest news about Social Security and SSDI benefits, you're in for some potentially life-changing updates. Today, we're diving deep into the proposed $1,300 monthly payments that could affect millions of beneficiaries across the nation. But before we get started, have you ever wondered why our current Social Security system seems to be falling short for so many Americans? The proposed $1,300 monthly payments have been making headlines recently, and for good reason. This potential increase could be a game-changer for millions of Americans who rely on Social Security and SSDI benefits to make ends meet. But what exactly does this proposal entail, and how could it affect you or your loved ones? Let's break down the basics of this proposed legislation. The new measure aims to provide additional support to Social Security and SSDI recipients through supplemental payments of up to $1,300 per month. This comes as a response to the growing concerns about the inadequacy of current benefit levels, especially in light of rising inflation and increasing living costs across the country. You might be wondering, why $1,300? Well, this figure wasn't chosen randomly. It's based on careful analysis of current living expenses, inflation rates, and the real-world needs of beneficiaries. The amount is designed to help bridge the gap between existing benefits and actual living costs, particularly for those who rely solely on Social Security or SSDI for their income. One of the most pressing questions we're hearing is, who would qualify for these payments? The proposal is primarily targeted at current Social Security and SSDI recipients, but there are some important details to consider. The payments would be means-tested, meaning that eligibility would depend on factors such as current benefit levels, total household income, and other financial resources available to the recipient. Let's talk about the potential impact of this proposal. For many beneficiaries, an additional $1,300 per month could mean the difference between struggling to pay for basic necessities and having a more secure financial foundation. This could help cover essential expenses like housing, healthcare, food, and utilities, which have become increasingly difficult to manage on current benefit levels. But here's where things get interesting. The proposal isn't just about providing additional money. It's part of a broader effort to reform and strengthen the Social Security system for future generations. The question is, how would this be funded? The proposal includes various funding mechanisms, including adjustments to the payroll tax cap and other revenue-generating measures. Many of you are probably wondering about the timeline. When could these payments potentially start? While the proposal is still under consideration, supporters are pushing for implementation as soon as possible, recognizing the urgent need for additional support among beneficiaries. However, as with any major legislative change, the process involves multiple steps and potential modifications before becoming law. Let's address another common concern. Would these payments affect other benefits? According to the current proposal, these supplemental payments would not impact other federal or state benefits that recipients might be receiving. This means that individuals wouldn't have to choose between these new payments and their existing benefits. The impact on the economy is another important consideration. Economic experts suggest that these additional payments could have a positive effect on local economies, as beneficiaries would likely spend the money on essential goods and services in their communities. This could create a ripple effect of economic activity. Let's talk about some of the challenges and potential opposition to this proposal. Critics argue about the cost and funding mechanisms, while supporters emphasize the critical need for increased support for vulnerable populations. Understanding these different perspectives is important for having an informed discussion about the proposal. One aspect that's particularly noteworthy is the bipartisan support this proposal has received in some quarters. While there are certainly differences in approach and implementation details, there's growing recognition across political lines that something needs to be done to better support Social Security and SSDI recipients. The proposal also includes provisions for regular cost of living adjustments, COLAs, to ensure that the supplemental payments maintain their value over time. This is crucial for ensuring that the benefits remain meaningful and effective in supporting recipients' needs. What steps can you take now while this proposal is under consideration? First, stay informed about the progress of this legislation. Contact your representatives to express your views on the proposal. Join advocacy groups that align with your interests in this issue. Your voice matters in shaping the final outcome of this proposal. Looking at the broader context, this proposal represents a significant shift in how we think about supporting older Americans and individuals with disabilities. It acknowledges that current benefit levels often fall short and takes concrete steps to address this gap. For those wondering about the implementation timeline, while exact dates aren't set, the proposal includes provisions for a phased rollout to ensure smooth implementation and proper administration of the new payments. The proposal also addresses special considerations for various groups of beneficiaries, including those with dependents, married couples where both receive benefits, and individuals with multiple types of benefits. One question we often hear is about the interaction between these proposed payments and Medicare benefits. According to the current proposal, these payments would not affect Medicare eligibility or premiums, maintaining separation between these different support systems. It's important to note that this proposal is still evolving, and there may be modifications as it moves through the legislative process. Staying informed about these changes is crucial for understanding how they might affect you or your loved ones. The role of state governments in implementing and potentially supplementing these payments is another important consideration. Some states might choose to provide additional support on top of the federal payments, creating varying levels of total benefits across different regions. For those concerned about the application process, the proposal emphasizes simplicity and accessibility. The goal is to make it as straightforward as possible for eligible recipients to receive these additional payments without unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles. Looking at the bigger picture, this proposal represents a significant step toward addressing income security for some of our most vulnerable populations. It acknowledges the challenges many Americans face in maintaining a decent standard of living on current benefit levels. As we wrap up this discussion, let's remember that your engagement with this issue matters. Whether through contacting your representatives, joining advocacy groups, or simply staying informed, you can play a role in shaping the outcome of this proposal. If you found this information helpful, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Social Security, SSDI, and other important benefit programs. Hit that notification bell to stay informed about the latest developments in this proposal and other related news. Have questions about how this proposal might affect you specifically? Leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to address them in future videos. Also, share this video with anyone you know who might benefit from this information. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to potential changes in benefits that could affect millions of Americans. Remember, staying informed and engaged is crucial as this proposal moves through the legislative process. Together, we can work toward ensuring that our Social Security system better serves all Americans who rely on it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video with more updates on this important topic. Stay tuned.